awesome.
RIO 2 was released back in 2014, and since then, fans all over the world hoped one day to hear the news that a sequel was on its way. Well, we have to admit that it finally happened, almost, because RIO 3 is scheduled to be released in 2024. And here is everything we know about this amazing animated movie so far. Make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss out on any important information.
Luis, where are the kids?
What? I don't have any kids.
Our kids!
Oh, right. I left them with Tiny.
It looks like Disney is trying to make a monopoly in the world of animated movies because when they purchased Fox, they gained access to the content that Fox was creating for years. Disney started to slowly add Fox content to their streaming services and TV channels, and we can clearly see that they are freshly interested in several franchises to explore new stories with characters who are well established in the media. Which franchises exactly? Percy Jackson, Home Alone, Night at the Museum, Ice Age, and a surprising return to the RIO franchise. According to What's on Disney+, Disney is moving forward with the third RIO film that will premiere exclusively on Disney+. Good news, right? The news about RIO 3 development first appeared when Ice Age 6, aka Ice Age: The Adventures of Buck Wild's screenwriter Jim, talked about his current projects. The source said that the screenwriter is actively working on an Ice Age franchise and the next installment will be in the RIO franchise. He is currently developing an animated series based on New York Times best-selling children's book and writing streaming movies for the 20th Century Studios Disney+.
Heads up, Dad!
The feature projects will include the next installment in the Ice Age franchise, the next installment in the RIO franchise, and an animated feature version of the Night at the Museum movie franchise for 21 Laps Entertainment and Disney+. When this information was reported, people were excited to know that Disney has the next RIO installment on its schedule. If you're wondering who is the director of the RIO franchise, it is Carlos Sardana. He directed Ice Age films as well, and we have to admit that he did a great job. After the huge success of RIO and RIO 2, he asked in an interview about another sequel to RIO, and that would be RIO 3. He replied that he wanted to keep it going because he has many ideas. I have tons of ideas. Once you're connected with the characters, you have so many stories to tell. It's like our family. You can write books about your family. It doesn't take much work. That's the territory I tap into, and I know there's plenty more to tell. It all depends on how the schedule will shape up. I'm already scheduled to direct other films. If people enjoy this one, maybe we'll think about a third, said the director.
A fanny pack? Yeah, Linda gave it to me. I need it for the GPS. Oh, with the GPS.
Carla, we're leaving!
Let's talk a bit more about Carlos. From Ice Age through Fernandez, the director proved to the entire world that he knows how to create animated masterpieces. This video is about RIO, so we wanted to focus on an amazing animated movie that was definitely created with love. RIO tells us the story of Blue, a tamed blue macaw, and his experiences in the vibrant Rio de Janeiro metropolis. As you can guess, RIO is a reference to Brazil and its rainbow-hued culture, so the film is very bright and colorful. As for the movie itself, it already has 2 sections. Some people think that the movie has become a full-fledged series in the future because the director has clearly shown to the world that he has so many ideas and that he is not aiming to stop the production. But some other fans think that it's better to stop on RIO 3 and let the franchise be finished in a good way. As we know now, the decision was made to create the third movie, however, we still don't know whether it's going to be the last one. What do you think? Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below.
Lead the way, Blue.
Ha! That's my name. Yes, you called me Blue. Yes, I am Blue.
When Blue was just born, he was taken from his native Brazil by a young girl, Linda. Linda is a nice girl and she takes care of him for the rest of his life. In order to preserve the blue macaw species from extinction by mating with the last known female blue macaw, Jewel, Blue and his friends are invited to RIO by naturalist Tulio. So, the journey becomes dangerous but exciting when the 2 birds are smuggled back into Brazil. The film ends with the birds raising a a family of 3 in the jungle. The second part is all about Jewel's family and their decision to stay in the Amazon, but intends to visit Rio in the summers. So, what can we expect from the third movie? As of now, we can only speculate because there isn't much information to go on. According to the franchise's title, we can predict that the family vacationing in Rio de Janeiro throughout the summer will play a role in the storyline. Also, it would be a good move if the next sequel addressed the recent terrible extinction of the species in some way. Perhaps this is why Blue and Jewel, together with their friends and family, have decided to go on another quest to rescue their species. Interestingly, when the actors of Rio 2 discussed the third installment and what they would want to see in Rio 3, Jamie Foxx, who portrays Nico, said that he would like the family to go on an adventure to Miami. But Andy Garcia, who plays Eduardo, said that he didn't like this idea. Andy Garcia, who voices the paternal bird Eduardo in the sequel, also said that he'd like to see the Blue Macaws of Saldana's series take a field trip in Rio 3. So we can only guess what's gonna happen.
Tiago, stop fooling around.
I didn't do anything.
Tiago Gunderson, listen to your mother.
Aw, man.
We know you've been waiting for this information since the beginning of this video, and we're so excited to tell you that Rio 3 is scheduled to be released on February 9, 2024. This information was announced and confirmed on January 12, 2022 by Jim. Yes, we will see both parts of the Rio star Jesse Eisenberg as Blue and Anne Hathaway as Jewel in the third movie. Leslie Mann will also come back as Linda. Rodrigo Santoro as Tulio, will.i.am as Pedro, Jamie Foxx as Nico, and George Lopez as Raphael. But we should also expect new cast members to be added to the team, but there's no information on who is going to join the cast. But we shouldn't be worried because the movie director Carlos is open to options, so we may expect some new interesting faces for sure. He also confirmed back in the day that there are no boundaries for him when it comes to creating Rio, and he said that the sky is the limit as to where the potential sequel could go and who will join the cast. The director said, "I want to see how Rio is accepted by the audience and how people take this sequel. Of course, I have a lot of stories to tell, so we're starting to prepare for it. Because we love these characters so much and there are a lot of things in my head that maybe I couldn't put in the movie. I want to take them to a different place, so I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens." Anne Hathaway puts her trust and faith in the writers when she was asked what her expectations are about the third movie. She replied, "I never let myself go there because there are writers and a director and a whole film studio. I'm just happy to show up for the ride. I mean, I trust these guys. They know these characters inside and out, and they tell great stories. I just hope that I'm there." It's nice to know that Anne trusts the team, but it looks like Rodrigo, who plays the awkward bird researcher Tulio in the films, wants a change. He revealed that he would like to see his human character belt out a tune in Rio 3, if and when the sequel finally happens. He said, "I would love to have Tulio singing, because we actually came up with what we call birdish. It's this language when he believes he's communicating with the birds, so it would be very nice to see him come up with a musical number where he sings in birdish." Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You have reached your destination.
You see? It worked like a charm. Here we are.